Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a look at an Azurill card. Yeah. I didn't expect to get a new Azurill card either, because you see, we haven't actually had one since Diamond and Pearl dropped in May 2007. It has been 12 years, 12 and a half by the time this card actually comes out, since we had an Azurill card, and honestly, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. That's, surprising. I just showed you a Sunflora, which is the first one we'd had in over 9 years, and that was kind of like, whoa, they remembered. No, Azurill here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It's been so long. But it's back. So yay. Okay. Should probably talk about what it does at some point, shouldn't we? So our translation here does come from the lovely Antoine Boulet, who we know is a lovely person. And it's got 60 HP, which means it can be searched out with Professor Round's lecture. It has got no retreat, no weakness, no resistance. To be fair, right, the no retreat is awesome. Having a free retreater is brilliant. And having no weakness is great. It's just like all the other baby Pokemon. And we have had a bunch of baby Pokemon released. At some point in the near future, when we've got fewer cards, there's been so many cards revealed lately, to have a look at, I will be coming out and showing all you lovely ladies and gentlemen my ranking, where we're going to show which of them are the best. But for now, let's just focus on this one for the moment, shall we? So, look, it's like all the other baby Pokemon. It's small, it's easy to get out, free retreat is nice, and it's got one ability and that's it. That's what the card does. Steady charge. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. If you do, your turn ends. Flip a coin. If heads, attach a basic energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. It's energy acceleration. Except it's energy acceleration on an ability. Like all the baby Pokemon, it's on a coin flip. Which means that 50% of the time it's going to do absolutely nothing. And there's no way to fake this in your favor. Even if we had things like Victini and Trick Coin, we don't. But even if we did, they work for attacks, not abilities. You are doing an actual 50-50 coin flip here. But this strikes me as one of the very, very best of them. Because it's energy acceleration. In a mirror match, getting one more energy can be the difference between rolling and not rolling. Let's take an example, right? Let's say we're playing Reshiram and Charizard. What we really want to do with Reshiram and Charizard is get yourself up to 4 energy to use Flare Strike straight away. So you go first. You can attach an energy from your hand, but you can't actually attack. Bit of a pain. And then on your second turn, you attach, you welder, you're fine. You've played 4 energy, they're all on Reshiram and Charizard. Well, if you're using Azurill here, then you can actually get 2 energy on turn 1, and then using welder get 3 energy on turn 2, and now all of a sudden, you've either got 4 energy ready to use Flare Strike and a 5th somewhere else, or you've got 5 energy on Reshiram and Charizard, meaning next turn you can double blaze with 6 energy, and then welder somewhere else. Although, to be honest, your best bet would probably be attaching an energy somewhere else, and then the next turn, weldering onto Reshiram and Charizard, and attaching for the turn somewhere else. You still end up with 2 energy on a different Pokemon, but you don't end up with 5 energy on one Pokemon ready to be KO'd and lose it all. And that might mean that you get to have a second attacker 1 turn earlier than your opponent. We all know that Pikachu and Zekrom can get going in 1 turn. We all know that Pikachu and Zekrom can use Tapu Koko Prison Star to get 2 energy on the field. And Thunder Mountain to reduce the attack cost by 1 energy, then attach for the turn. And oh look, that is essentially their free energy for using full blitz. But let's say you go first and you want to turn 2 Tag Bolt. Well, you've basically got 2 turns, so that's 2 manual attachments. Plus Tapu Koko Prism Star. Now that will actually put 1 energy onto each of 2 Pokemon, but you can use Energy Switch to redistribute the energy, so you've got them all on 1. So that's 4 energy, 2 manual attachment, 2 from Tapu Koko. Thunder Mountain brings the attack cost down to 5, but you've only got 4 energy. Well, now let's argue instead that you got a heads with Azurill on turn 1. Yeah. Well, now all of a sudden, there's a 5th energy. Now you've got 1 from the ability, 2 from manually attaching, 2 from Tapu Koko. Then you've pseudo got a 6 from Thunder Mountain. Now you are going first and getting a turn 2 Tag Bolt. A turn earlier than you normally would. A turn earlier than your opponent would be able to. I'm not saying you have to play this dude in all of your decks, but I am trying to show you how much of an advantage you can get by playing it in some of your decks. It's huge. Think of any Pokemon where you just need 1 more energy in order to get that really good attack that you like. Azurill's got your back here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what's amazing about this. It is that extra energy. But it's not the extra energy, it's the 1 turn earlier. It's that 1 attack, 1 turn earlier than you're supposed to be able to do it. And let's not forget that when we prepare for matchups, and this game is a lot about preparing for matchups, we have certain assumptions. When you're playing against Pikachu and Zekrom, one of the assumptions is that unless you're playing some really weird list with something like Magnezone, you are not going first and getting a turn 2 Tag Bolt with the bench damage. Now, with Magnezone, you could potentially get Rare Candy Magnezone turn 2 and then attach many energy. But that's not what we expect, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something we're really expecting to happen. And that's it. That's the value you're getting here. Now, if you go second, this is a lot less good. If you go second, you can attack. And there are some of the baby Pokemon that I really like in decks that don't attack. So let's take Happiny, for instance. The Happiny from Unbroken Bonds has got a really nice ability. Flip a coin, if heads, heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. So if you're playing some kind of, let's say, Magikarp and Wailord Stool, where your goal is to never attack and just heal up and stop your opponent taking KOs, then the fact of the matter is you're expecting to not give up KOs. You're expecting your opponent to not take a prize. So healing a little bit extra is huge. And you're not attacking anyway. Decks like that are going to want Happiny. They're not going to want Azurill here. But how about decks that want energy? Now, the biggest counter-argument I've got to this is Cleffa. Cleffa from Unbroken Bonds is amazing. It's Cynthia. You shuffle your hand into your deck, draw a new hand of 6 cards. If you flip a coin, and end your turn and hit a heads. I think these baby Pokemon really have a niche when you go first, because you can't attack going first. So you might as well do something, and it ending your turn doesn't matter when you've got to end your turn without attacking anyway. I think we're going to see more and more of these teched into decks for when you go first and you don't have an attacking option. And I think, along with Cleffa, this is one of the very best ones for doing so. I'm going to be giving it between 3 and 4 Wassies. I'm sorry, I know I've been giving that score to everything lately, but the fact of the matter is, I think it's better than a card you're sticking in your binder just in case. I think a bunch of decks can really take advantage of this as a turn 1 option, but I don't think it's essential in those decks. And that is between 3 and 4 Wassies. Don't give half Wassies, Barbaric, etc. I'm sorry. But I would very much like to know what you think about this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/TheWassie. patreon.com/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.